What's up? The news is nothing but bad news. It's true. Now, I started watching the news at about 13 years old. I never really watched the news. It used to just be on, and I would check out what was going on the news because it was on. But I really didn't watch it too much before then either. I mean, gummy worms. But I was about 13, yeah. And the news was on, and I just saw one story after another was negative, terrible, tragedy. And I told my mom, I'm never watching the news again. I don't want to watch the news anymore. It was stupid. There's no good news on the news. Now, it's not called bad news. But what do they always tell us? Bad news. That's the truth. Anyway, it just happened to be on today. I was watching TV, and in my city, there was a bomb threat, a bomb scare. Like, sniped the guy, shot him in the leg or something, and then they sent the little robot droids over there, remote controlled robots, to open up his clothing to make sure he didn't have bombs. It had bomb detectors on it. Didn't detect any bombs on him. Took him to the hospital later on, found out that what was wrapped around his body was actually candy bars wrapped in aluminum foil. Crazy, right? But they did everything they needed to do. That's great. But it was on all the major network television channels. You know, like ABC. And for hours, too. Now, they didn't just give updates. You know how when you have a big storm, they'll play that little beep, 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 and then all of a sudden, scroll will come down the bottom of your screen, or the whole screen will change, and they'll let you know, hey, there's a storm watch, there's a flood watch, or something like that. They could do something like that for the news when things like that happen. They could put it in the corner, a little, like, box, and show what's going on with that. And you should be able to click on it, it'll go to a certain channel dedicated to just news, right? Especially local stuff. But I just felt like it was unnecessary. I'm like, well, I'm forced to watch like cable channels or something like that. It was crazy because people used to tell me, I watch the news because I need to know what's going on out there. You're gonna know what's going on anyway. People used to read newspapers to find out what happened. It's not like anybody really needs to know about that bomb threat right there. They blocked the whole area off. There might be some very small situations where knowing that right then and there, seeing it on TV helped you out. Like, oh, I gotta get the hell out of here. Oh, my daughter's down around that way. Let me call her and make sure she's okay. That's cool. I'm pretty sure your daughter would call you if she was okay, if she could. Daughter, son, mother, father, husband, wife, cousin, aunt, nephew, whatever. Think about it. The things that they show. They never really tell us things we really need to know. The important stuff. People like to watch shows like The First 48, Law and Order, court shows and stuff. Shakespeare hit it on the head when he said that we love drama. And as I'm not talking about myself and all of us out there who really could do without it. I'm talking about just the general public. Most people. Drama sells. You watch TV shows, from reality shows or just regular sitcoms, television shows, or movies. We want to see drama. Even in sports, we like to see drama. You watch boxing. People don't like to see a clean fight. They don't want to see a pretty fight where, the other person is, two guys are just trying to score against each other and win off of punches. They want to see people actually try to take people out. They want to see knockouts. They want to see knockdowns. If you get hurt, it's better for them. They enjoy it. People pay to see that. They call you a born fighter if you can't hurt the other person. You're not getting knockouts. But you know what else? The person gets knocked out, then they go to the hospital later on. They find out they're in a coma later on, or they have brain injuries. Then everybody's like, oh, let's pray for him. Man, he stepped into the ring. And this is why I guess a lot of people in contact sports say, hey, we put our life on the line every time we get in there, which is true. But if they play it safe, both fighters, like one's not trying to hurt the other one, they're just trying to win by scoring mostly, we call it boring. We say it's an amateur style in boxing or MMA. We'll call that person boring. And that's why I think MMA and boxing, especially when people are getting hurt or knocked out or submitting, is more popular than, let's say, karate tournaments where people win by scoring. And I say more popular because it's just, it generates more money and more views. But that's the thing. We love drama. And that just draws people in. Even in Disney movies, they gotta have drama. Even if it's a really light toned story and well over just good funny story, even something comical like Finding Nemo. Nemo had to be lost, and then he had to try to find Nemo, and he's going all the wrong ways. Then Nemo might get picked up by some big teeth braces girl at the dentist, or might get killed by some annoying kid that don't know what they're doing on the fish tank that he's in. You know, something like that. Has to be some drama, so then there's a relief later on. I understand that, and that's not even, you know, anything big. But getting back on topic, talking about the news is nothing but bad news. That's all they tell us. They don't teach us about GMOs in the foods we shouldn't eat, or why are certain animals becoming extinct, or what's wrong with our land, or our water, which water should we be getting. Is purified water better than spring water? Harmful effects inside of many different things, from down to laundry detergents. Use how to find the job that you really want, what to do, where to go. A lot of useful information. The news is just so widely spread on Facebook and stuff. I mean, you really don't even have to watch the news. You go to work, or if you have any kind of social life with friends, they're going to be talking about bad stuff that happens from time to time all over the place, and you're going to hear some of it. I mean, who needs the news? I know it just as much as anybody who watched the news, just as much, not every single damn detail. But really, how much of that stuff do you really need to know? Dude, should we always watch the news and just have this constant feed of negative energy in our head? I think not. I'd rather see something. I'd rather watch Full House. You know what I mean? Old one, new one, on Netflix, whatever. But that's my thing. There's really not enough good news on the news. It'd be every once in a while they have some good news. I can't even really tell you what that is because I don't watch the news, and I never really hear anybody talking about the good news they have on the news. Besides the lottery. Yeah. It's very seldom that they'll have some good news or just a bunch of good news. And if they do, it's too far in between. They can find some good stuff to say or some useful information, not just the shootings that happen, teachers having sex with their students. How long has that stuff been going on? We just know about it now because the teachers getting caught because they're leaving too much evidence behind with technology, modern technology. And kids don't keep stuff a secret. But I'm not saying stuff has to be a secret. I'm not saying bad stuff shouldn't be reported. But when you have all bad news, you really need to change the name of your programming from news to bad news. I watch shows like Nightly News. They show a little bit more of good stuff, you know what I mean? They show more than just the regular news does. Last week tonight, The Daily Show, you know, Jon Stewart just left The Daily Show, and it's now being hosted by, what's that dude's name? Trevor Noah, I believe it is. But anyway, or the Tonight, you know, all the Tonight shows, the late night show, the late night show and stuff like that. I watch that stuff. They throw some interesting news out there, and they make it comical. But at the same time, they address some really, you know, down-to-earth and hard-hitting subjects too. Just don't try to have you in a mood where you're always saying, this world is crazy. Look at that. He shot the man. Yes, he did. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. It's not enough good news on the news. And I think that needs to change. I really do. I'm going to do something about that. I'm going to start writing letters. I'm going to start going down to news stations and telling them that. See what I can do. You know what I mean? Might as well do something. Shoot. Whenever I have free time anyway. I doubt I'll dedicate a big chunk of my time to it. For now. But anyway, that's just all I wanted to say. You know, leave some comments. Share the video. Subscribe. Like it if you liked it. If you didn't, like it anyway. I'll get back to y'all later with some more positive videos.